What if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead? Maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmare.
For today's cup of coffee, also known as paradankness.
Paradankness.
This is one of those that I need to, it is a what the fuck file, but it is a why does this keep happening?
Yeah. Like,
And
what the fuck is going on?
this is from Daily Mail by Olivia Jones, and it's July 1st of 2023.
Uh-huh.
And if you hear something in the background, that is the baby kitty playing with a toy,
Y'all want the mama cat?
and it's loud.
Do any of you want the mama cat?
Anyhow, it says that this is the shocking moment a dead woman woke up on the way to her own funeral in Thailand. Now, I am going to pronounce this first name. I'm not even going to
I'm
try.
back from the dead, back from the dead. I'm back from the dead, back from the dead.
It's like I couldn't
back
even
from
have
the
made
dead,
up this name. I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, but this is how it is spelled. Her name is Chataporn. Chataporn. Link will be in the description box so you can go and see that I have not made this up. If I
Oh
was gonna
God,
make it
I
up,
wish you were. Oh, I wish you were.
I think the last name is Shrifalona. She's 49 years old and had seemingly died in transit as she was being transported. Well, shit, if she's in transit, then of course she's being transported. Who wrote this? From a hospital to her
People who did not pass fucking English.
to her home in Udon Thani province on June 29th. While on the way to the Bandung district inside a van, I really probably shouldn't even, I just should have said someplace, because this is how it's spelled. Inside a van, paramedics believed that Chataporn had stopped breathing and appeared to have passed away. Her devastated elderly mother, Miley, called relatives to inform them of her death, which they put down to their relatives' battle with liver cancer. All right, Miss Jones, you the writer of this, and it's like that. It's just,
You didn't proofread your shit. You didn't pass English class, and you certainly did not take any classes on what is
journalism.
it? Yeah,
Journalism.
my brain wasn't working there.
And
so I'm sorry.
a grieving family followed Buddhist tradition for a quick cremation and immediately prepared her for funeral, buying a casket and coordinating with temple staff for the ceremonies.
For funeral.
The van carrying Chataporn's body was diverted from their home to the Wat Shire Phadung Padana temple, where the corpse was going to be stored
This doesn't
overnight.
sound right. This does not sound like Thai names.
This is, you could come over here and look at it yourself. You could
I
come over here
feel
and
like
look
this
at it.
woman played a game of Scrabble,
Anyhow, much
shook
to,
up the damn cup, and just went,
it's just,
It's
it's
a
not our
name.
language. It's not our language. To the passenger's surprise, the dead woman suddenly gasped awake and opened her eyes.
wow.
Though puzzled by her daughter's miraculous revival, Mally once again called the family, this time overjoyed as she shared the good news. Chataporn was then rushed to the Bandung Crown Prince Hospital, where she is currently under medical supervision accompanied by her daughter. Mally said, quote, "My daughter was being treated for cancer at the hospital, but doctors told us she only had a slim chance of survival. I wanted her to spend her last moments with the family, so I arranged for her to be taken back to our home. We were heartbroken to find that she had died on the way home," end quote. Relatives said they were confused by the incident, but believed that Chataporn had held on as she wanted to see her children before she died. Chattaporn's story echoes a similar incident that emerged earlier this month in Ecuador, where Bella Montoya, 76, suddenly came back to life inside her coffin on June 9th of 2023. Bella had been declared dead by doctors, but shocked mourners when she began scratching at her casket during the wake.
Oh my God. I don't think. Do you think it's their actual spirit getting in their body, or do you think it's another entity?
I don't know.
I think it's another entity getting in their body.
Anyhow, poor little Bella, she was rushed to the hospital, but sadly passed away a week later. From trauma, more than likely. Oh my God, that's one of those absolute, Edgar
Mortifying.
Allan Poe stories. How
For
horrible.
real.
Murders, well, it wasn't murders at the Rue Morgue. He wrote several of them about catatonia. I think it was, actually, I'm thinking of Nathaniel Hawthorne,
He had an
House of
obsession with
Seven Gables.
He had an obsession with catatonia, didn't he?
Yeah, a little bit of drugs and alcohol do that to you. You get kind of obsessed about certain things. He was goth. That's all you can say. He's a little bit morbid. He's
Just a little bit?
Had some melancholia going on
He
there.
had some severe
He had
depression.
some depression. He did. That's what they used to call it, melancholia.
They did not have antidepressants back
No.
then. They did not have therapy back
They
then.
had absinthe. That was the therapy.
That will pickle your liver.
Well, a little bit of, but you will have no parasites because of the wormwood if you get the real absinthe.
Question: is absinthe like actual green?
Yes, from what I understand, it is. Because I think here in America, and this is totally off topic, here in America, that they will not let us have real anything.
For real, they won't even let us have mangosteen anymore.
Yeah. God, yeah.
Still pissed off about that 13 years later.
But,
Or 15. 15 years later.
Some of the other places, your brother has friends in Canada. Anyhow, he has connections, and he knows, and he has drunk actual absinthe that is made from wormwood.
Heck yeah.
And yes, it is green.
I bet it's
That
a beautiful green.
poison green, yes. That's chartreuse. But, I mean, speaking of having to have that God lover cheddar porn, now think of this.
God,
The lady
yeah, to be-
already, she's got a terminal illness. And on top of that, they
She's got the name Chattaporn.
they were going to burn her alive.
Oh!
God, can you imagine how horrible that would be?
Imagine her waking up in the cremation thing.
Right. Again, this is the stuff of nightmares.
How did they know that she was actually dead? Did they test her?
This is the thing.
Like the second time.
Huh?
The second time she died, like
No,
the
that
week
was the
later.
other lady. That was the 79-year-old. This other one's still. She ain't died
Chattaporn's
yet.
still alive?
Chattaporn is still alive. No, it was Bella Montoya, who was 76, that she's the one that woke up in the coffin, and then she died a week later. I don't know. There's ways that you can tell if somebody is dead.
There was also
dead.
There was also this boy who woke up, like here in America, I think. He woke up in his casket, asked his father for a glass of water, then laid back down dead.
That's, like I said, horrifying.
Yeah.
And that
And the
is
kid was autopsied
before or after.
before.
He had an autopsy, and he sat up in his
I'm
coffin.
pretty sure.
Oh my God, now you talk about some paranormal shit right there. I mean, that whole church should have been cleared out.
Fact check me on that, because I may be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, but
I
I
hope
see the
to God I'm
autopsy
wrong.
afterwards, because once somebody, if they go through the embalming process, if they wasn't dead before, they are afterwards. Yeah, because they have no more blood, they got formaldehyde flowing through.
But I know for a fact that he woke up in his casket, asked his dad for a glass of water, then lay back down. Dead.
And it just trauma. Everybody trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And this same for these families here. And it's like, oh, that's just nuts. But this is within the past 3 or 6 months. And then there was somebody else in another country that I think they had buried her. And it was one of those, it's almost like a mausoleum that they've got these little holes in a wall. And then they put the mortar, and that her fiance, because she's a young lady,
Well, people
and
used
that he could hear her beating on and scratching where the cement was.
That's horrible.
And so he had tried to get her out, and by the time that the other people in the village got to her, she was dead. Yeah. Yeah. But there's been quite a few of them over the past few months, and I'm like, oh God, how is this a thing?
That's like in the fucking when was it? Like, people used to be buried alive often.
I don't
And
know.
they had to
It's
have
back in
little
Victorian
bells
times.
and
That was Victorian times that they would do that.
like horns and all that shit.
Right. And I don't know that there were that many that were actually buried alive, or if it was just the fear of being buried alive.
Both. There were some that were genuinely buried alive, and it was a fear
Yeah.
from those people that were buried alive.
Well, I can see that. That
Because
would be
the ones
highly
that were buried
concerning.
alive, you could see the claw marks on the caskets
Well, like I said, I wonder
where they were
how
scratching.
much of that was, had been validated, and how much of it is myth.
Yeah, I would like to know which one's myth and which one is actually valid on that too.
Right. Now, I do know that if you ever watched Serpent and the Rainbow, we watched that one. It was where
Yeah, we did.
where the researcher went to Haiti, and he was looking for, it was basically an anesthetic.
Yeah.
And that was part of the voodoo process, was that they used some kind of something that a puffer fish produces, some kind of toxin, and that it did produce a paralysis.
Yeah.
But they could still see and hear everything, and that they would go through the burial process. Yeah. And basically it was brain breaking. And then the voodoo priest would, exhume the coffin and tell this individual that he owned their soul and that they were therefore his slave.
I think the fuck not.
Well, I mean, like I said, that's that type of trauma. Now, you got some dissociation there. Now, I can see how that would be very effective. Yeah.
I mean, it would be definitely effective, but I'm like, hell to the fuck nah. I'm not putting my no, but
Yeah, that's a horrifying
that's fucked
thought.
up.
It is fucked up. That's why this is a what the fuck file.
How much fucked up is fucked up? That's fucked up.
Don't name your children chatter porn.
We're not trying to make fun of other countries and their names.
No,
but
we're
it's
not,
just
but
like,
it's
the
just-
name Chattaporn.
We have had so much, and it's like to feel like you have to put a disclaimer on everything, that humor has been banned at this point and stuff. And it's like, we understand that different words mean different things in different languages.
It's just in American
But
context.
in English, it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
It's funny as hell, and it's like we have been watching mirthful things today because we've needed it.
Oh yeah, we definitely did need it.
And so we passing on the mirthful, trying
Yes.
to. And if you have not watched Markiplier and his friends, what is it again? The
Forest.
Forest. And these guys,
They also came out with the Sons of the Forest, and Markiplier is playing that with Bob and the other dudes.
Wade. Yeah.
But there's another one in it too.
Okay.
I don't remember his name.
I can't remember him either, but these guys,
I can never remember Wade's name.
their banter is absolutely hilarious. I don't think I have laughed this much over watching something in years.
They're funny.
A lot of times
funny.
it's a very dry sense of humor.
Yeah.
That one guy that kept setting his character on fire, and all of a sudden he would just run through flailing, and it just hilarious.
It truly is. Highly recommend going watching them.
Yeah.
Check out we have not checked out their podcast, but
No, we haven't because we
Three
don't.
Peens in a Pod.
Yeah, I don't. We're doing good to sit. It's not that often we'll watch these series. Every now and then we'll watch, like on the weekends and stuff. We'll do binge watching, but
That's literally the name of their podcast is Three Peens in a Pod.
Peen
S.
S. So
Like three beans,
right,
three peas in a pod.
right, peens. I can see that, but good stuff. Have a little bit of joy.
Yes.
Find the mirth while you can, where you can. Every now and then, you've got to turn the dark shit off just a little bit. Turn the light up just for a few minutes, and you can turn it back down.
On the topic of podcasts right now, God love her, poor Trisha Paytas.
Oh God,
She just started the podcast with Colleen.
I don't
know the one
this.
that just
No.
got in the controversy about the grooming that one person
No.
sending them underwear. That played the song with the ukulele.
Okay. I don't.
Or
This
her
is why I
horrible
don't do
apology
pop
video.
culture. I don't do pop culture. But I know who you're talking about because some of the news commentators that I listen to, they had talked about it.
She literally just started that podcast, and boom, a couple weeks later, that hits.
Mm-hmm.
God love her. She was just starting to turn her life around and start something wonderful.
She needs to. She can still do that. But she needs to, like everybody else, you have to be careful who you associate yourself with.
That's true.
I mean, honestly.
She does not have a good history of associating herself with good people.
Well, maybe
honestly.
she needs to have
But
somebody help her pick somebody that will work well with her.
She always idolized people like Anna Nicole Smith and Britney Spears, people with really tragic stories.
Okay, then maybe she needs to rewrite the script of her life. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, that's why she's got the husband and the baby now.
well, the husband, the baby. Maybe the husband can help guide her to pick better people. Let's hope.
Hopefully.
So, make sure that you've got qualified medical professionals if they think that you're dead.
Yeah.
Make sure family members recognize the honest-to-God symptoms of death.
Yeah, back on that subject.
Yeah. Well, you're starting career death, all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Career death. That's perfect segue.
yeah. Final thoughts on God love her. Poor little cat of porn.
At least she's alive.
Chat of porn, my bad.
But I'm sure that traumatized the fuck out of her and her family.
But she has terminal cancer, so... But at least she got a few more days.
She's just like,
She
nah,
got to be-
fam, I ain't leaving y'all's asses just yet.
Yeah. And people wondered why it was that people used to... somebody was, as far as they said, it was bullshit about them decapitating the corpses to prevent vampires and stuff. They didn't have to worry about somebody burying somebody alive that way.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But that boy in the coffin, that was years ago.
Yeah. God, that's messed
Now
up.
that was fucked up.
That is massively fucked up. So is that your last words on this? If you've had, I was going to say if you've had adventures, if you've had experiences with the paranormal
Have
or
you had adventures
supernatural,
with this?
encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, I pray to God that nobody has ever had any kind of buried alive experience. That triggers my claustrophobia horribly.
I
Just the
just
thought
think
of
of that
that.
scene from Kill Bill where
Yeah.
she's trapped in the coffin and punching her way
Yeah.
out.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
You can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and that will be in the description box. Again, the link to the article will be in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to tell me how to actually pronounce this name correctly, you can put that in the comments. Do so phonetically. Because remember, it's like I speak mountain. Yeah.
We're from Virginia and we are not familiar with that language.
Southwestern Virginia. It's all right. We have different culture too. I'd say that some of these people would have difficulties saying our words.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's the flavor of different places.
Flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Flavor Flav. Flavor of love.
What happened to him?
Don't know. All I know is that nobody nobody cares about that show except for Tiffany Pollard and the quotes that she said on there. And
You speaking of people I have no clue. And I knew who Flavor Flav was back in the day, but that was it. That was what, 30 years
oh, you never watched Flavor of Love?
No.
That was like
No.
early 2000s
God,
trash
no. Oh, I'm
TV.
sorry.
I loved that.
I was trying to work during that period.
I
of
was down at
time.
Nana's watching that stuff in my
And I was
room.
walking stairs 12 hours a day.
I was down at Nana's watching that stuff
No,
on my
God help
downtime.
you. You needed proper supervision. Do your spiel.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good.
Know that you're loved.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, laugh.
Yes.
Find something to bring joy to yourself, as long as it's healthful. If you're some kind of sadist and that, no, you need to go someplace else anyhow. But find joy. Bring joy to others.
Yes.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel